What's going on, everyone? So let's talk about another stock today. What stock am I going to talk about? Well, I'm going to talk about AGNC. It's a high dividend stock. Now the question is it worth adding to my portfolio? So, quick overview. I am trying to find a dividend paying stock that has a good growth and good financial. So those are my criteria. So now that I told you my criteria, let's do an overview. What is AGNC? And I'll tell you if it's worth investing in and is it worth investing in my portfolio. It's two different requirements because not everyone have the same requirements. So for me, I'm a little more strict because I want a good growth stock. So let's talk about this. Now, AGNC, what are they? Well, they are an investment company. And let's look at their investors. So they're founded in 2008 and their investment corp and their ticker symbols AGNC, leading investing agency for residential mortgage backed security, which is not a bad thing. They back and the pricing is not that bad. It's $9.58 per share. So about $10 a share. And they do long-term stockholder returns subjected to yield component. Opportunity is the agency guaranteed residential money-back security investment pair for high attractive funding. So they are a capital company. Let's look for the investor facts. See what else they have. Where's the corporation? I don't care about all that stuff. I want to know what is this company about. We can look at the finance, dividend, and everything else like that. But let's look at the company website. It's a pretty nice company website. They do have a objective. We are internally managed mortgage REITs built with a objective of generating favorable long-term stockholding returns. So if you're looking to invest in real estate, this is a REIT with a high return on it. So let's look into the stock. And here we are. So AGNC Investment Corp. So one of my requirement is, does it pay dividend? Yes, it pays a 15% dividend. That's a very, very high dividend yield. Now, is it worth having it though? Because it's not worth having a dividend if you are losing value in your stock. So what is a dividend? A dividend is whenever a company pays portion of its earnings to you as a owner. So it's just you getting money for owning the stock is what it sums up to. So let's look at it. It pays a 15% dividend yield. Really good dividend yield. Let's look at the 1 year mark. They are 3.4% for the 1 year mark. So if you hold on to this stock from 15% dividend yield, you should be earning roughly about 12% on your money still. Let's look at the 3 year. 36%. So you can do the math on this, but pretty much if it's 36%, I don't think it's going to be worth it to have the dividend. Now, it is a high paying, and if you do just year over year, maybe you will get your money. But let's look at year to date, 2.34. So every year, let's say you get 2.34. So you get about a 13% return if its year to date continues the same. If you're trying to do it long term, you're gonna have to do a compounding interest type of thing, and it's just too much math for me. I like keeping it simple when I invest. So, is this 13% dividend paying stock worth keeping? Because that's money I'll earn. The 1 year, like I said, we're looking at a little about 12%. So 12-13% year-over-year return. Now let's look at the finance. 9.89% gross margin. That's interesting. It's not exactly where I want them at, and their net profit is 6.11. So let's look at the trend. 2.54 billion in revenue from 491 million, or 912 million and 501. So it looks like they jump up and down for the last few years. So billion COVID happened, they lost quite a bit, they went up 2022. Interesting. So looking at the finance, they are doing okay. They're not doing horribly bad. So the AI insight, the health of it, they say is a 2. Performance, a 3. Earning is a 0. And growth is 3 out of 6. And valuation, 5 out of 6. So it's pretty much undervalued is what AI is thinking. Now, the target price they say it's going to hit is $10. Is it going to hit $10? I don't think so. Not this stock. If I look at the max and look at the trend line, it's going down. And projected wise, it looks like it's not going to be doing well. So I don't think it's going to have growth. And that is my second or third criteria, whatever criteria you want to say. It's not a good growth stock. It is a good high paying dividend, but it's not a good growth stock. So I can't add it to my portfolio because it doesn't meet all my criteria. It has okay finance. It has the dividend payout, but it does not have the good growth factor. Now, I'm doing this because I want the good growth for my portfolio because I have a longer term for growth before I need to use my dividend portfolio. So I want to use it as a bridge account for retirement or just build it up to be able to pay some bills with it in the future. It's not for me to live on now. So that is why I have it on a long-term goal. For short term, if I had to use this account, and this is when I'll use an account like this, when I'm in retirement or close to retirement, I would think about using this type of company. Why? Why would I think about using this type of company? When I see almost all their owners selling, or all the people selling right here, and these are all their board members that are selling their stocks, looks like almost immediately as they get it. So they're selling their stocks, and they're a Freddie Mac mortgage company. So they don't keep their stocks, so it's not able to hold value if they're selling 15K, 9K every time they get 2K. If the company wants to be able to increase in value, their board member has to hold 2. Now, it doesn't hurt if 1 or 2 sells, but if every quarter it has massive sellout of 18, 15, 9K, 8K of stocks shares, it doesn't help it increase in value. And that is why I look at the insider trading or the people in the company that's selling it. Now, if we go back to the company, you see that everyone is selling it and they're not holding it. it makes me concerned that they know something I don't know. Now, it's not anything solid. It's just, hey, most of this board member is selling its stock. And now, if I hold on to the stock, they aren't holding on to it. So it makes it harder for the value of the stock go up. Now, you do get paid a good dividend. So it is not a bad company to add to your portfolio. So, recap on this stock. Is this stock, AGNC Investment Corp, worth the risk to invest in it? Yes, if you are going to use it in a bridge account close to retirement, because it does pay a very high dividend and doesn't look like it loses value that fast. It looks like you make more money than the 7%, 8% growth a year by the dividend of getting the cash flow. So your valuation, if the stock's supposed to go up 7%, you still earn roughly 4% on your money. So your investment is making money if you are using the money. Now, if you keep it long term for 10 years, will you lose money? I think you will, because it doesn't have the growth opportunity. So short, 5 years or 3 years. Know if it's more than 3 years, because you might lose more value on this stock. It is on decline on the valuation, and it doesn't look like it's going to recover. But the dividend payout is pretty good. Now, do they have a strong history paying out a dividend history? We can look that up and see if AGNC dividend history to check if they have a decent history. So let's look. And you have to remember, you want the... Now, this is AGNC history. Dividend payout ratio 100%. So they do pay out dividend, and they are steady about the payout. Doesn't look like they missed any of it, and it looks like they consistently stay above 12-15%. So if you look at the history and you consistently getting paid 12-15%, even if the stock is losing value, you are still getting paid more than the increase of a 7%. So if every year you take away 7% and you're getting paid 15%, it's not exact, but you might earn 3% on that money more than the regular 7% return. So it's good for a short term. Long term, I wouldn't recommend it because it doesn't have the growth factor that you would want. So AGNC, I will not be adding them to my portfolio. But could you use this to pay your bills? Yes, you can. So please like and subscribe to my video. And this is AGNC Investment.